All right, Luke, here we are looking at your delivery from the side angle last week. We're looking at video and trying to maximize, our velocity in the best way we can without, getting, using our body to accelerate that arm and, less of an arm throw to prevent injuries and get you more velocity, more control. Couple things I'm just going to point out here. You're kind of doing it from a little bit of a wind up here. You come up in the knee. Okay, starting out in a good position. We got all of our weight over the over this back foot. That's good. You got your head back here. When we go to break our hands, one of the things we want to do is, weight shift before hand brake, and you get that lead hip going out, and that's good. Okay. One of the things you could work a little bit better on is that see how that back leg's a little too far bent and not exploding out. It's kind of going here, and you can tell you're swinging out toward that third base line. You can see your foot is out here. Okay, and this lead arm isn't really doing anything. Okay, and that leads you to get into early. By the time you land, you're already throwing. And what we want to do is delay that as much as possible. If we can delay that, then you're going to get a lot more velocity on that ball because you're going to be able to use those forces that you're producing at the bottom. And bring in a guy here, high school, throwing 90 plus. He's got good mechanics, good, simple, efficient mechanics. Okay, and we're going to sync you guys up here at knee high. Okay, kind of similar position. And how high you bring up the knee doesn't really come into it. What we're going to do is, as you see him, he's going to see that leg, he's using that leg to push off and get that hip out. Okay? Doesn't really come down and stuff. He's got it, it's bent. It's slightly bent, but it's pushing away from the pitching rubber there so that he gets out away, and you can see that action there versus we take you and comes down, and then see instantly that knee's starting to turn in. When that knee's turning in, that means your hips are already trying to go forward before you're really actually at landing. Right there, he's touched down. Now he gets forward and he gets that good back leg extension. On yours here. Okay, so that's one thing to work on. Next thing is just on that your arm action. You can see his arm action when he comes out. See how the hand stays on top of the ball. Hand stays on top of the ball. Okay, elbow comes up, gets him into a good landing position. This is landing position. This is where you want to be. Okay, arm coming up. Actually right there, nice good landing position, 90 degrees. The elbow's at shoulder height. It's going slightly down, so you're pitching downhill. Okay, and he's got a nice good arm either 90 degrees or out back, not in toward the head. Now let's take a look at yours. When you come in, you can see your hand kind of goes off to the side, and that's going to lead to a low elbow. Low elbow, you see your hands coming up to your shoulder height. You're kind of behind your, let's go back to, you're kind of behind your belly button here, your head. You're kind of back like this instead of up over here where your belly button's out over, your nose is out over your belly button. Okay, as opposed to this way. Okay, you're kind of back behind it. You plant, And you can see there when I was talking about that low elbow. Okay, and that low elbow is a result of how you bring the hand out of the glove. One, you're breaking the hands behind where they should be breaking, kind of right here. And you can see the hand action there. You're off on the side, and you're bringing that arm up. Okay, and that's going to lead to low elbow, right there. Okay, low elbow takes away from velocity and can be an injury risk. Not as bad as a high elbow, but you can see you're kind of upward swinging as opposed to being down with your shoulders this way. That all leads into, okay, so now you're up here and you're up on one leg, pitching on one leg. Okay, this part you do very well. Good bracing action on this front leg. You can see you go straight there, get a good brace. Okay, but you can see not a lot of momentum created. The reason why I know that is the momentum isn't carrying your torso out over into a nice flat back position. You're just kind of throwing upright, throwing arm. Okay, if you bring in this other one here, out, good flat back action, following through, leg kicks up, because you had all that momentum, braced up on that front leg, braces, and then he comes through. Okay, that's kind of what you're looking for, getting a lot more momentum with your body and keeping the stress off your arm. Okay, so coming through in that position as opposed to see how his torso is a lot, we've got a lot more this way, whereas yours is up this way. Okay, your finish up a lot more vertical as opposed to finishing a lot more flat, and that's just getting that momentum and using that torso to accelerate that arm. So those are a couple things that I would work on to improve if you want to improve your mechanics, improve your velocity or control, and minimize your injuries. So